prior to that, 13th unit is that peasant movements and tribal movements. Peasant movements is in India due to the high revenue tax imposed on the peasants by the British government of India. British government of India, three land revenue systems are introduced. That is permanent settlement and Raitwari settlement, Mahalwari settlement. On these three, land revenue tax was imposed high. So higher revenue tax imposed. Thus, peasants are compared to the Mughal period, it is doubled the revenue tax collected by the British government to meet their military expenses, so that peasants are revolted and not provided any facilities to the peasants' rights by the British government, so that the famine conditions, in spite of that, they collected land revenue taxes. So, due to these reasons, peasants are revolted. Tribal Forest Reservation Act, forest people were not allowed. Forest people were not allowed to forest people were not allowed to cultivate the podo cultivation, and also forest people always depended on the forest products to gather and selling. These, by government of India of British, declared forest is a reservation forest, reserved forest, so that the tribal people are affected, their livelihood and their cattle. So then so that is when tribals are revolted in India. So these are the peasants and tribals revolted against the Britishers. British suppressive rule, collecting heavy taxes to meet their expenses, to meet their British expenses of bureaucracy and military expenses. So this is where revolts are occurred in India against the British rule. And then famines are occurred in India, but large number of people are died. At last, in the British Parliament, parliamentarians are roared against the British rule in India. It is so that that is the reason they introduced 1892 Famine Relief Act. Thus, famine relief measures are taken because of the cried in the British Parliament. So opposition leaders are cried. So that is the reason the famine relief measures are first time taken in India by the Britishers. So in a king's Raja's period also famines are occurred in India, but Raja's period, native Rajas were collected land revenue tax in the form of food grains. Now, Britishers are forced the rice to sell out their products to pay the money, revenue tax in the form of currency, so that they used to sold out their products, their produce on a cheaper rate and paying the revenue tax. So that is the reason the earlier Rajas, whatever food grains are were produced in India, those were sent to the outside our military headquarters, not preserved. In the earlier native Rajas were preserved their revenue tax in the form of kind or in form of food grains. They were stored in food corporations and released at the time of famine condition by the native Rajas. But this type of situation is not there, because whatever is produced is going to outside of the country or else military area for the military consumption purpose. There was no food grains to release the food grains at the time of famine. So that is the reason also the famines are affected under the British rule, and large scale people of Bengal and other So South India famine affected Indians. Many Indians are died in the famines during the British rule. So now the another aspect of this fourth semester is that another aspect of this fourth semester is the uh, Dalit movement. Dalit movement and Baujan movement and women movement. Dalit movement. Dalit movement means lower classes movement. Lower classes means suppressed, oppressed, untouchable class movement. Why they see so far the so movements what Gautam Buddha movement for equality, Vardhamana Mahavira movement for equality in 6th century BC, and also in medieval period Sufi movement and Bhakti movement for equality, and also modern period Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Kankuru Vidislingam Pantulu, all Brahmins took up the social reform aspects but not taken up the Dalit issue. When Dalit issue was taken by the Indian educated classes, when Dalits themselves are educated in English missionaries, in then they themselves are formed an association and demanded their rights. Until that, Indian leaders, Indian upper class leaders did not touch it, did not took up the issue of the Dalits. Dalits means SCs of India, Mala, Madiga, are so different areas in a different way. Chamaras and Mahars, that way Maharashtra, Mahars and Matangi, Maharashtra, and in North India, Chamaras, and so that way, different way, the Mala, Madiga of Andhra called. So that these people, first Dalit movement, Bansode from Maharashtra. Dalit movement is emerged from the Maharashtra. First man who took up the issue of the Dalit movement was Jyotirao Phule. Indian National Congress never took up, in Pune Sarvajanik Sabha, never took up the issue of the dead body eaters of the untouchable classes. So first man in the 19th century, the only one man is that Jyotirao Phule, and his wife, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule's wife, is established schools for the Dalits. Thus, Dalit issue was taken up by writing a book, Gulamgiri book, and Satya Sodak Samaj. A book is written by the Jyotirao Phule and Gulamgiri, and Satya Sodak Samaj means fact-finding society. Who was the Jyotirao Phule was a Mali family means backward class, who was insulted with the upper classes, so that he decided to struggle for the lower classes, untouchable classes of India. That is the way he and his wife up to 1827 to 1873, he wrote Gulamgiri. He took up the issue of Dalits. 1827 he born, he lived up to 1890. Up to that, in 1873, he founded Satya Sodak Samaj and wrote a book on Gulamgiri. And he and his wife also established many girls' schools for the oppressed, suppressed, untouchable classes, educated the unoppressed, suppressed women in the way. The schools are open, Dalit schools are open, schools are open for Dalits by the Jyotirao Phule and his wife, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule's Savitribai Phule. So these are the first people in the 19th century fought for the Dalit rights. Then in the 20th century, Dalit movement, because of the changing circumstances, English education, Christian missionaries' criticism about the hierarchy system of Hinduism, untouchability in Hindu society, So these are all criticized by Christians, Christian missionaries, and also inequality and hierarchy in Hinduism is questioned by the Christian mission. Then the due to the education which was uh, mm, grabbed, which was adopted by the Dalit students who are educated in missionaries, they started their own uh, movement of Dalit movement. Then earlier there were upper class movements to liberate the Dalits, but those movements are not successful. But when Dalits are taken up the issue of themselves, their issue, then from Maharashtra it is started. Then from Maharashtra, hello. See, Dalit movements. So net problem. So Dalit movement is Jyotirao Phule. Then in the 20th century, Dalits themselves are took up the issue. Dalits means from Maharashtra. So Maharashtra, the famous Bansode and others. Then from Maharashtra, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is emerged as a famous Dalit leader, Ambedkar. Then from Hyderabad, the Bhagireddy Verma, R.K. Ramaswamy, B.S. Venkatrao. So, so from Andhra, also Sundru Venkaya, Gudu Ramchandra Rao. So then in Karnataka and also Tamil Nadu, all the people are called themselves as Adi people. Adi people means sons of the soil. They are the sons of the soil. They are the first people in India. So they are the sons of the people of India. So that is why they fought for their rights. Then most important person in the fought for the Dalits was the after Jyotirao Phule, the Kolhapur Raja, Kolhapur Raja, Kolhapur Raja also led the Dalit movement for the upliftment of Dalits, for the upliftment of So the Dalit movement led by the Kolhapur Raja and also Ambedkar from Maharashtra, Andhra. Then when these Ambedkar and Kolhapur Raja was taken up, then Mahatma Gandhi is also taken up the issue of Dalits from 1920s. Harijan, they were Harijan Sevak Sangh is established. Pune Pact was occurred between the Ambedkar roundtable conferences. In the roundtable conferences also, Ambedkar attended, demanded for a separate communal electorate like given to the Muslims. So as a result of Ambedkar demand, the communal award is given. Then against the communal award, dividing the Hindus into Hindu upper class Hindus or the Dalits Hindus. So against this, Gandhiji took up fast until to death in the Aravada jail. Then there was an agreement between the Ambedkar and Gandhiji. Then that is called Pune Pact. Under the Pune Pact, more reservations are introduced. Reserved seats are introduced. Whatever the seats are given by the Britishers, more than that number of seats are given to the Harijans as a reserved seats. Thus, a compromise is occurred under 1935. Reservations for Dalits is introduced. Thus, the Ambedkar by from 1924 Itakarani Sabha, Baiskruti Itakarani Sabha, Mook Nayak paper, and thus the Ambedkar and Gandhiji and Sahu Maharaj of Kolhapur, these are the people took up the issue of the Dalits. As a result of these leaders, Dalits got what got? Dalits got reserved seats. Reservation. Communal seats and reserved seats are difference is that communal electorates only Muslim community used to get voting right, used to get vote for the candidates. And but whereas reserved seats, all the sections of the people can give their vote to the reserved category people. So that is the difference for reserved seats. What the more number of seats are given by the Gandhiji and our Indian National Congress agreed, so that the Dalit issue separated, dividing Hindus into two, which was policy of the British is pushed out. So thus the Hindus remained as united, though Muslims communal electorates 1909 continued. That is this way. So then next one is that Bahujan movement. Bahujan movement. మళ్ళీ పెడతావా ఏమన్నది మళ్ళీ ఉంటేదో ఇది పూజ. The backward class people and SC in Sudras and Adisudras are the Bahujans. This first Sudra Adisudra unity advocated by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. Why he has advocated that? Because these upper classes are means Dvija. Dvija means whoever is wearing thread. Those classes are exploiting the lower classes. Lower classes means Sudra class, means rights also coming under Sudra class. Sudras. rice. See, thus rice are exploiting rice, and various professional classes are the occupational classes, Sudra communities of various occupational classes, and SCs and STs of India were exploiting by the minor sections of upper classes, that is Brahmins, Jats. Then so some of the upper classes are exploiting. These are upper classes of some of the upper classes are what they are enjoying? They are enjoying lands, bigger land estates, and also they are enjoying the government jobs, because Brahmins are educated so that they grabbed the employment. They entered into employment or government employment, and everywhere the upper classes, the well-to-do families of upper classes are the landowners. Landowners means big landlords, and Brahmin community who are in the bureaucracy are exploiting the Bahujans. So that Bahujan unity advocated by Jyotirao Phule. So thus he advocated Sudra Ati-Sudra unity was advocated by establishing this Satyasodak Samaj. Sudras and Sudras should be united against the exploiters. He has divided the society into two groups: exploiters, exploited by others. That is two divisions. Then there are three divisions also in the so three divisions. So see, the degraded dominant class, and then middle class and degraded class. Now the degraded class and middle should be united against the dominant class. That is, those are called Bahujan. It is in the Buddhist text, it is used to occur. Buddhist language, Buddhist texts. Bahujan means many people. But most important leaders of the Bahujan movement in India for getting of rights to the Bahujan. Then the Mandal Commission, the SCs and STs of India. SCs of India got reservation in 1935 Act, but the backward class did not get the Kaka Kalekar committee appointed, but they did not get any reservation. But after Kaka Kalekar committee, based on socially social educational based reservations has to be introduced for backward classes. That the committee recommended but not implemented. Then Mandal Commission, BP Mandal should provide reservations at central and state level, central level. So thus Mandal Commission has implemented. Implemented during the period of the P.V. Narasimha Rao with the court judgment, big agitation against the Mandal reservation, backward class reservation. So for this, however, this movement, 19th century was the 19th century leader was Jyotirao Phule. Then Sahu Maharaj, Chhatrapati Sahu Maharaj from Kolhapur Raja, and also another leader, the Narayana Guru from Kerala, SNDP, Narayana Paripalana Yogam, SNDTP. So Narayana Guru is another leader. Then Chhatrapati Sahu Maharaj is also a leader for the oppressed, suppressed classes, and also leader of the Bahujan. And another Narayan Guru from Kerala is Narayan Guru is from Kerala. Such as he has established SNDP Dharma Paripalana Yogam from Kerala, SNDP. Then from Tamil Nadu, great leader from 1937 onwards. The Bahujan leader was the Ramaswamy Naikar. Now, Ramaswamy Naikar was a Brahmin. However, he fought for the Bahujan amelioration of the conditions of Bahujan. Then upper class Brahmin hotels were attacked with the movement of the Ramaswamy Naikar. Self-respect. It is with his paper, and Ramaswamy Naikar, very famous leader of the Bahujan movement, who led the Bahujan movement in the Tamil Nadu for the reservation of the suppressed classes as well as backward classes, who is the famous leader of self-respect, Ramaswamy, Periyar Ramaswamy. Periyar Ramaswamy. Periyar means father. Ramaswamy. Self-respect movement is very, though he was a Brahmin, he fought for the side of the Bahujans. So then thus Periyar Ramaswamy was also Bahujan leader. Thus Bahujans, what they were agitated for political rights, social status, political rights and social status, economic. See, political right, see here, what is there? Politically, the upper classes are consolidating their power due to their economy, means landlords and bureaucracy who are intelligent at upper class level, Brahmins. These upper classes are the consolidating their unity and exploiting the other classes of India. That is, other classes means backward classes, and also the backward classes and other classes are suppressed, oppressed classes are exploited by these the upper classes. So that is way the exploit against this exploitation for the amelioration of social conditions, economic conditions, and of the Bahujans, and also and getting the political rights for them. They fought. Thus, reservations for backward class Mandal Commission implementation is achieved though in the later period. But this way, the movements are for the larger section, Bahujan, ameliorate the conditions of Bahujan. These leaders, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule and Chhatrapati Sahu Maharaj of Kolhapur, and also the Narayan Guru of Kerala, SNDP leader, and also Periyar Ramaswamy from Tamil Nadu, and Justice Party, non-Brahmin organization, where in Maharashtra, non-Brahmin organization in Maharashtra, and non-Brahmin organization in South India, in Madras. Justice Party also took up the issue of the Bahujans. So that is the non-Brahmin organization and educated and fought for the ameliorated conditions of the Bahujans to get their status higher, equality, achieve equality. So in this way, Dalit movement and Bahujan movements were somewhat successful to ameliorate the conditions of the Dalits, ameliorate the conditions, social, economical, and educational reservation, political reservation, educational reservation, job reservation provided to these people so that their condition is conditions are improved by the movements of the Dalit movement and also Bahujan movements, improved the conditions of the backward classes and also iPhone అంటుండేది iPhone 2 everyone అంటాడు iPhone అంటాడు. Thus, this way, the Dalit movement and so backward class movement or the Bahujan movement improved the conditions. Thus, equality, though the hierarchy, Hinduism, untouchability, these issues are somewhat, though it is not completely, because modern systems of railways, modern system of hotels, modern systems of Sanskritization, Brahmanization, imitating the upper class and discarding the meat eating. Thus, the conditions of imitating the Brahmanization, Sanskritization, and also modern educational system sitting all together in the government schools. So this is way the government also introduced reservations and reserved seats in education, employment, and also in political aspect. They were not competent with the upper class, so that reservations are introduced in political sphere and all the levels, means parliament level, then assembly level, and also mandal level, and also village level. The political rights got to the Bahujans and also Dalits. Do their educations. Right now, another women movement. It is a patriarchal society, means male domination society. Always women were subordinated. Always till now also women. Parent of women is also educating the woman. However, she has to give dowry. Still not equality is not achieved between men and women. So here Indian society is a patriarchal male domination society, and thus due to this the widow system, child marriages, and also infanticide, killing of women in the childhood, these are all sati practice and Parda system. Against this, social reforms are afforded. However, women were not given equal rights along with the men under the patriarchal society. Even women were not given voting rights. So women were not given voting right up to the 2021. Women were not given. Madras Legislative Council first given. See, women fought for two purpose. One is women fought for the improving of their condition. Under the patriarchal society, women was subordinated. Their society. So, association, Margaret Cousin and Annie Besant formed 1917 formed. Then there was a two movement for women, the social conditions of women and education to women. And another education social conditions of women is aspect of women movement. Another aspect is political rights. See, men were given but not women. Because why women was not given voting right? Because property right is not there for women. Property right was only to the men. So that during the British period, voting, giving the franchise or voting right to the women is that fundamental aspect is that property holder, and also education. So only 14% people were given voting right. Even lower classes, men were also not given. So in this course of the period, men were given, but women were not given. So women fought for their social elevation. One movement for social elevation, another movement is for political rights. Then political rights, the political first women association, All India Women Association under the Margaret cousin, Margaret cousin. And Annie Besant was the president. She was in 1917 first women association, All India Women Association, first founded founded for political rights from 1917. Montague Chelmsford, when he came to India for receiving the representation of various people, then that time the women of India represented the Montague Chelmsford to give political rights to the women. And also, not only political rights, the voting right, and also contesting elections. Voting right at all not given. Contesting in election also not given. So the women denied. Women is denied in voting right and also contesting in election. So that is where women debarred from voting right and also contesting in election. So thus, women 1917, All India Women Association, Margaret Cousin and Annie Besant, Annie Besant, Madras, Adayar, and also Sarojini Naidu. These are all Reddy, and these are all fought for the voting right women. They under 1919, what is Montague Chelmsford Act means? In that act, provincial hierarchy came into existence, but voting right was not given in the Act. The Britishers are told that voting right to the women left to the provincial governments and provincial legislation. Thus, voting right to the women, Madras Legislative Council first given voting right to the women in 1921 only. 1921. Then after Madras, Bombay Legislative Council, and then that other. You see, women voting right not only in India, in England also, in Western countries also, in England also, in Western countries also, voting right women was not given. So that in India also not given. So anyway, in India, women fought for their rights, political rights. Then 1927, Madras Legislative Council first came forward to give voting right to the women. Then slowly, one after another, provinces, they up to by 1929, 27, all provinces are given voting right to the women. Then voting right and then the women participation in the elections. Women participation in the elections. The first women participated. So in central level, 1919, then central level, 1935 Act, central level contested, women contested, but earlier in provincial level, Madras Legislative Council, Legislative Assembly nominated one woman to the Madras Legislative Council. Means upper, there are two bodies. One is Legislative Assembly, Legislative Council. 1927, first woman nominated to the Madras Legislative Council by the Madras Legislative Assembly. That woman was Muthulakshmi Reddy, 1927, first woman nominated to the Madras Legislative Council by Madras Legislative Assembly members. So that's council, first woman. Then 1935 Act, women were contested, but however few got the victory. Many are defeated. So only few members are represented. So anyway, women members is very so representation is less. Very few. So that is voting right at central level also given, contesting, but the few people were defeated. And in roundtable conferences also, women roundtable conferences, women, All India Women Association sent the representative for women voting rights and also women contesting. Thus, all these are materialized under 1935 Act and Provincial Government. 1937 Act came into force by conducting election. 1937 provincial level complete autonomy. Then that time only some women were elected at provincial level. Central level, there was no government. Federation of the states, it's not materialized, but it is only provincial level. So anyway, women were not only participated, women for their social status elevation by giving equal education for women, and also women centers, women universities in the women education, and women special bodies are special women famine education was introduced in the universities. Then special sway, the upliftment of women and eradication of evils. There's one movement, political rights for the women is another movement. Then this way, the women not only then by 1947, women participated. 1945, 40s, now women participated in the movement. 46 and 47, women participated in the movement. After 1937 onwards, women. The women were participated 1940s, where Telangana present armed struggle. Telangana presents armed struggle. Mallu Swarajyam, Arutla Kamaladevi, Chakali Ailamma. So these are the women. Mallu Swarajyam, these are the women in Telangana present armed struggle. Then Tebega movement in the communist movement of Bengal. Women participated. And also revolutionary movement, Indian revolutionary movement, Northeast India, some women, see a few. In the Didda, what is her name? Didda, praise her. She was the only woman fought as a revolutionary for getting rights to the women. So that revolutionary is from about her. Then this way, women, Sarojini Naidu, then Muthulakshmi Reddy, then so many women were fought for the the Telangana peasant struggle, Telangana, the Tebega struggle in Bengal, and revolutionary movements also women participated, and women participated in independence. By the period of independence, women participated. Equal rights and women education centers, universities are especially education, separate women, feminine studies are opened in the universities and colleges, and thus women got after independence equal rights. Still, women, though always given the contesting and also voting right given, for this they were struggled. However, still they were backwarded in comparison to the men, because still patriarchal family is dominating in Indian society. Women only cooking the food, men not cooking the food. Women only washing the clothes, men not washing the clothes. Women only serving to the children, men not serving. Still, women only has to give what is dowry to the men, but men not giving dowry to the women. Men is not giving bridegroom is not giving any money to the bridegroom is not giving, because the woman was educating by her parents up to 20-25 years, and handing over uh, her daughter to the others after 25 years of his sweat and blood is poured for the upcoming of his daughter. Then, however, but the still the woman has to give dowry instead of man has to give dowry to the woman, because man is getting woman whatever is earning by woman, that earning what he whole is getting to the that husband, going to that husband, or else husband fathers of that family, not coming to this family. So this still woman was degraded in Indian society, is still not equally treating. This is the status of women. Still, though for this purpose, for they were fought for their social conditions, educational improvement, they fought for that social elevation, educational elevation, one side, other side is political rights, and thus women participated in revolutionary movements and also participated in the Telangana armed struggle, participated in the Tebaga struggle of the communist movement of the Bengal, Tebaga struggle. This way, women condition because of their fight only somewhat improved. Otherwise, still, even though improved, still condition of women is still not equal to the men in the society. Not equal to the men in the society. Any doubt regarding this? Dear students, you should ask the questions. Questions, I want the questions. Any doubts regarding this, your syllabus? I want questions. Only 2 minutes are there. So 6 participants are there. Then I want questions. 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 See, no one is asking any question. Why? Should ask questions. Raise questions. Are you following? Are you listening? Is it audible to you? Hello, students. Is it audible? Hello, students. Is it audible? Hello, students. Hello, students. Hello. Is it audible to you? Hello, students. No one is responding. Why?
Yes, sir.
Is it audible? Are you followed my lecture?
Yes, sir.
Some net disturbance came to my side. However, I continued. See, any doubts regarding women? Still, women is not equal in Indian society. Are you agreeing or not? Dilshad, are you
Yes,
agreeing?
sir. Yes, sir.
Still, the Indian woman is equal with the men? Not. Women fought. Even men fought for the women. Still, woman is unequal compared to men. Inequality. Still patriarchal domination is continuing. Any doubt regarding the Dalit movement or Bahujan movement? Any doubts? Dilshad, any doubt? Any doubt regarding this syllabus? Dilshad,
No, sir.
are you satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Our time is up. Thanks. అయిపోయింది ఉన్నారు ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు